Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Moyo and I film about faith, marriage and lifestyle. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about my worst relationship story. I've had so many terrible stories. I've been served breakfast a couple of times, but this one just really stood out for me because I'm sure that when I get into the gist, you would understand why I'm sharing this story and why it's standing out for me. Okay, so in year 2016, I had met this very, very nice guy, tall, dark, and handsome. Please, ladies, I beg, don't be carried away by looks. So I think I was just very carried away by the looks because I met him at night, so he was looking so great. I just finished broadcasting school, and then I think we were having a party. So he came to drop off his friend, so his friend introduced me to him, and so that's how we met. So we're going to be calling this guy Timmy, although his name is not Timmy. So let's just call him Timmy for today. Okay, so I met Timmy that night and we exchanged contacts, and I was supposed to leave for Abuja the following day because I wasn't based in Lagos at the time. I was living in Abuja, so I just came for broadcasting school, and then I was going to go back. So I was leaving for Abuja the following day, and we exchanged contacts and we started to talk. The flow was amazing. We were getting carried away. Mr. Nice Guy, he does call me, check up on me, blah 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 blah. So at first he was saying he was not into all this relationship thing because he was quite matured, and I think that he had been through a lot. Sorry, he had been through a lot and he wasn't ready for the whole relationship thing. And me at the time, I was just faffing around because I just come out from a four-year relationship that didn't work out. So I was just chilling, like if it works, it works. I was never ready to take anything serious. So we got into this relationship and we were dating distance and all that. So we'd always talk, video calls, Skype and whatnot. So I didn't get to know the real him, although I started to know the real him when we eventually made the relationship thing official, but it was over the phone. And then one day we had an argument. And I was being expressive. I was telling him how I felt like he disrespected me, blah 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 blah. And when he was going to give me a feedback, what would Mr. Timmy say? He goes, "How dare you talk to me like that? Am I your mate?" And in my head, I'm like, I didn't get the memo that we were siblings. This is a relationship. And then I said to him, excuse me, if you're looking for your mate, maybe you should go and date your mate, or if you're looking for somebody that worship you, maybe you should go and marry your younger sister, because I cannot be with somebody that I cannot express myself to. And so that ended that way. I ended up having to apologize because he had a lot of ego. So I just wanted things to be fine, and we moved on from it. So okay, so that went on. Then I moved to Lagos a few months after. I came to Lagos and we were both excited that our relationship was going to take a new turn, because the closer the bond and the closer we are, the stronger the bond, blah 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 blah. So I assumed, or should I say, so we assumed. So I moved to Lagos and we're so excited. The first time I moved, he saw me, we're happy, blah blah blah. We hung out, went to chill and stuff. And then the next time we're going to see, I was going to go to his house. And so I went to have a visit in the house. Wow. I must say, for someone in his late 30s, I'm sorry, but I know that I'm giving too much information, but someone in his late 30s, that was the dirtiest person I had ever met. Like, what? He was, no. So let me tell you how bad it was. How bad it was that I was going to visit somebody as my first time, and I was literally cleaning the house because I couldn't sit. Like I had to clean so that I could just find my comfort space. Still plates. I mean, it looked like nobody had been living in the house for years. But he lives there every day because I mean that's the house that we video call from every day. So he lives there. He lived there every day. And I'm like, wow, a human being's house should even look like this. So I had to clean the house, and that was the first turn off for me. And I'm like, okay, um let's see if maybe because he has been single for a while, he got lazy to do stuff. Let's just see how this goes. And we would hang out. We will hang out, and sometimes he's expecting me to pay the bills. I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay the bills when you're arguing out with your partner, but I think that if I suggest the date, my personal opinion, you can counter it. If I suggest the date, then I can pay. But if you are suggesting to take me to try out a pizza that you found, I'm sorry, I was on my own. You don't know whether I have money. I was just really on my own, and you called me to come and try out pizza. So I am not expected to pay. I'm not obligated to pay. But if I tell you, oh babe, let's hang out, then I think that I mean you can be a gentleman and want to pay, but then I would have the money in my pocket. I know that okay, I'm taking you out and I would pay. It's not really a big deal. But this one, he'll literally take me out and expect me to pay the bills sometimes, or sometimes he'll jokingly tell me, this place we are going to, the one that's going to pay. And I wasn't used to that kind of relationship. I mean, as a baby girl that I am, I wasn't used to that kind of lifestyle. I wasn't used to that kind of relationship. But things went on and on and on and on and on like that. And then the deal breaker. Let me go straight to the deal breaker. So one day we had gone to the movies, and after the movies he had told me about this amazing shawarma that he had tried and everything. And then I'm not really a shawarma freak, especially because I know that not everyone knows how to make shawarma. So I don't like to try shawarma in different places. So he had made mouth about the shawarma, that the shawarma is amazing, blah 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 blah. Mind you, when we get okay, yeah. So he had made mouth about this shawarma, and so we got to the shawarma spot. We ordered for shawarma. He ordered for me, and then I was like, "Where's yours?" And he was like, "No, we're going to share." I'm like, okay. Okay, so we shared the shawarma. I didn't really like the shawarma, so he ended up eating like a large chunk of it. And so after we had the shawarma, he paid for the shawarma. After paying for the shawarma, when we were leaving, we were going to pay for the what's the stuff toll fee at the mall. So he had asked me, I think everything was 450 naira. So he had asked me for 450 naira, and like that was literal cash at hand I had, and that was what was going to take me home after we finished from the mall. So he asked me for 450 naira, and I gave it to him, and I said, "Oh, this is the only cash at hand I have right now." And everything was like, "Oh no, no problem. I'm going to use the ATM, and I'm going to give you back the money." I'm like, okay, no problem. It's not a big deal. So we pay. We leave the mall, and we had one or two places to go to, and then by the time we were done, he was supposed to drop me at a certain bus stop in Surulere so that I could find my way home, enter a bus or just pick a bike and just head home. And so he was like, "Oh, I'm supposed to give you money, right?" I'm like, "Yes." And so before then, prior to that time, I'd been saying I was broke, like I didn't have money and stuff, and I just moved to Lagos. I had not gotten a job at the time, so I mean I was just managing my life, really. So this is me bearing it all, I'm being honest. So I was just managing my life, and I mean it's not a big deal for a girlfriend to tell her boyfriend that she's broke. I mean if I don't tell you, I'm not telling you I'm broke so that you can give me money. But then I'd mentioned to him before that I was broke and everything. And that was one of the reasons he even asked me to come out, so that, I mean, he could cheer me up and make me feel comfortable and happy. So we got to the ATM, and then he gets down to use the ATM machine, and then he withdraws. And I see a debit alert of 10,000 naira on his phone. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he enters the car and he was like, oh, I'm going to drop you at Susu bus stop. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So we we head towards the bus stop, but then there was a diversion. I was like, oh, where are you headed? He was like, he needs to get to his malam. I'm like, oh, okay. So he stops at the malam, gives the malam 1,000 naira, and asks the malam for 450 naira. At first, my brain did not really click. So the malam brings 450 naira and he's like, take, that's your money. And he collects the change from the malam and he keeps it. I mean, anybody can like to say that I was feeling entitled. But excuse me, I wasn't a stranger. I was your girlfriend, and it wouldn't have been a big deal to give me 1,000 naira. Like, I wasn't even asking for a huge amount of money. But what blew my mind was the fact that he did not have change. He actually drove all the way to go and look for change just to give me. And like, that was the height of stinginess for me. As in, he was very stingy, so egoistic. And that day, I just dropped from the car and he never heard from me. Like, I ended the whole relationship because I'm like, no, 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 this cannot happen to me. This can in no way be the end of my life. I cannot get married to this person. And so I ended the relationship. And that's my worst relationship story. And I hope to see yours. You could share with me in the comment section or send me a DM on Instagram. I'd like to know what your worst relationship story is. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe. Please just hit the subscribe button. I love you guys. See you some other time. Bye for now.